feel like I like all moments. I don't. Again, it doesn't matter if it's 1,000 people or but I like house parties rather than going to clubs because it's so much more. I mean, I can like pull somebody to the side and be like, "So what's really going on?" So I mean, that's instead of a Q&A to me to start it out, I just want to say to you, what's really going on? Not like I went to work yesterday and it was cute. Like, what's really going on in your life? Yes.
Oh, sorry. Like, we can be loud.
That's all right.
I'm in. Oh, so all right. So, actually, this is kind of off topic, but have you ever thought about, as a nurse practitioner, and kind of what you talked about? I see a lot of patients with drug addiction dealing as well. Have you ever thought about taking your message kind of in a different way? Because food is an addictive thing. Learning how to manage really.
Yeah, that's a good question. So if you didn't hear it, she kind of asked about, have I thought about taking my message in a different way? She's a nurse practitioner, and when it comes to probably a lot of your patients, the drug addiction is what is the catalyst for lots of health issues. I never necessarily thought about taking it that way. However, when I decided that I wasn't drinking until I was 40, and I don't have an alcohol problem. What I realize is, and a lot of people who may travel for business, I just realized that you travel, people want to hang out, they want to meet, and then it's like, oh, let's get a glass of wine. And I'm not always meeting just fitness people. It's more about, I'm meeting different types of people in business. And so, I'm not saying that drinking is like horrible for you, I'm saying, but healthy living and intaking their body wasn't like the first thing at the top of their mind. It was like, how can we get this deal done? So it's like, let's have a drink and everything. And I never drink more than one drink. I rarely, even if it's at my house, I might have more than one beer because that's actually the only thing I enjoy. Like after tennis outside, I'm like, oh my god, that beer, this tastes so good. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. So when I started talking about I'm not drinking until I'm 40, I'm like, because I had to assess what is this alcohol doing to me. And so, not doing to me physically necessarily, but why am I doing it just to be a part of the social world that I'm in? But the responses that I got from it, and I didn't create like a special group, but some of the responses that I get by social and commenting and messages, especially on Instagram, because it's a little more personal, obviously, because not everyone can see messages. I'm really trying to stay sober, and it's a much deeper message than mine of being, I just don't want to drink because I feel like, ever since I turned 21, I was like, yeah, I can drink, I can go to a party, I can do whatever. And being on this journey of just not drinking for 18 months, it's actually not difficult at all, except like I said, when I finished playing tennis in Arizona and it's hot and I just want to crack open it. I've had a couple old duels to like curb the appetite. The conversations that I've gotten were really interesting and getting into the conversation of these people, like I'm not even doing anything specifically for people who are now sober from used to being an alcoholic, but they think that I'm doing something for them. So it's very interesting because I'm trying to process that myself. And I think it's just being aware and having a conversation, because anyone with an addiction can't talk about it to anyone because the immediate reaction is judgment. But I'm saying it in a place of like, I'm not drinking, so I'm not doing this, and I'm out with these people, and I shut on like they're all drinking and I'm not. And I feel like they have a team member, which I think is the hardest part. So it's something to think about. But if you talk to these people, I'm sure you know a lot more because you are a nurse practitioner. But for me, there's a support group, and there's a support group of people who are either going through the same challenge or not. But it's almost like good to find someone who's not in the same exact challenge and see, how they're maneuvering their way through it. So it's not necessarily I'm going to give it the person who just stopped doing drugs. It's like maybe hanging out with somebody who just doesn't do it. It's like, I ain't doing that because this is my life, but not preachy, but just like this is what your life could be like, and changing the mindset. I don't know, maybe it's a larger conversation.
There's a lot of what you said about letting go of that you fit in the past, having that person smaller. I think a lot of times drug addicts,
Yeah.
They really carry a lot of the shame of that.
Yeah, and it's the same as with people in weight, right?
So
It's just a shame.
Message, I didn't know if you really thought about how your message might, not just in the weight sense, but you may have bigger context. There's another group of people that need to hear that.
Yeah, like you know the show. Yeah, you know the show Intervention. You ever see that show Intervention on Andy? See, I mean, you know, TV is TV, and they have to create the ink so that you can come back from the commercial break. But one of the things, like, if I walked in and talked to a bunch of people who are trying to get over drug addiction or whatever, I'm just gonna be like I'm congratulating them. Like, that's my first message. I'm like, congratulate, like, I am so happy for you because you actually found your strength. You know, but that's not what they lead with. If someone has gained weight or if someone is, you know, drugs or alcohol or whatever the case may be, and it's a natural human instinct to bash ourselves. That's a little aggressive, but when we look in the mirror, when you're looking for the good thing, I mean, you might see the good thing for a second, but then it immediately goes to the thing that you don't want to see. And that's why I tell everyone to pick this favorite part of your body, and when you're having a bad day, I want you to connect to that. Is it your eyes? Is it your nose? Is it your head? Is it your shoulders? Like, connect to that when you have. For me, it's my asset. I'm like, this is a good butt. You know what I mean? As I call it, and that's how I came up with my asset. You know. So, what is your asset? What is the thing that you love about you? And that's the thing. I think we have to start to connect. And I mean, it leads back into anyone who's going through any struggle. It's like, what are the great things about you? And that's why I'm trying to challenge people. Sometimes on a larger scale, but they have that app called 1 Second Every Day. It's not a super popular app, but my production manager uses it, and we travel a lot. And so she'll make 1 second every day. So and she has this movie of 6.5 minutes or something of like your year, and it was so amazing to just see half of her year. And she was like, oh my God, you're in like so many of my videos because we're always together. But it helped me like relive that moment. I was like, wow, this is really great. But what if you wrote down one successful moment every day? Or you created a video of what was successful every single day, just a little, I accomplished this. I feel good about my hair, Someone told me I had a nice smile. Like, is it a successful moment? If you looked at that at the end of 2017, and even if you're going through struggle, you're like, oh, so really good things did happen. Because when you look in the mirror, or when you're going through this weight loss, we're focused on what you don't want. You know what I mean? But we already did that. Like, you got here. You already know what you don't want. Like, we already know. So it's, what do you do about it? And moving forward. And what are the successful moments in that journey that you can connect to so that if for some reason the train started rolling backwards because we're no longer going off the tracks, but if it starts rolling backwards, you're like, okay, I've been here before, like I know what to do. And here are my successful moments when I was going through that. But people don't take the time. I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying like when someone asked about Scott and I having a baby and stuff, and it was, it's been a 4-year process of a lot, And what's interesting is we're two guys, and we would talk to people, most of the time it's a male-female, and it's a weird thing, but it's like, wow, I really understand what they're going through. It's a completely different situation. And so now we're in this next phase of our attempt, and I'm handling it so much better. Like, I'm so proud of myself, you know what I mean? Because my emotions, I do lead with my emotions, and I love that. But there's times where I'm like, okay, I gotta go his route, you know what I'm saying? And figure out how to maneuver my way through this. So, I say all that to say that to whatever your challenge or any internal question you have that has to deal with anything that pertains to the struggle that you're going through, is like, man, this is like, this might sound like I'm being judgmental, but I mean this in the most positive way. When I ride down the street, we live in a very active neighborhood, and sometimes I ride down the street and I know, people who, I may have seen on the tennis court, they tell me they're gonna start their journey, and they tell me that they have like 75 pounds to lose, and I see them running, and I am like, I wanna like honk my horn and blow the New Year's whistle because this is exciting for me. You know what I mean? And it's so exciting for me because I'm like, oh my God, I really hope that they're connecting to this moment because this is their power. It's so hard to start running uphill. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard. And when you get to the top, you can celebrate. But don't forget the moments where you had to talk to yourself and bring yourself power on the way up. You know, put little stakes in the ground with flags that says, you know, what's your name? Jama. You said Jama? Jama. That's a dope name. So that means like that's good. Some people think it is. But you know, Jama, you did this on this day. Like this is incredible. So, you know, some people have vision boards, you know, which I think is amazing. But what if your vision board had little flags of success? You know what I mean? Like, don't just have a vision board, because guess what? If you just have a vision board, it's eventually just going to be a picture on the wall that you walk by when you go in or out the door, wherever it's at. But if you make a point to take a pen, create, I don't know, you know, I'm not arts and crafts here, I just, you know, have the motivation out here. Take a little pen and fill up this board with these amazing things inside, or pin it to that one thing on the vision board, because you can have a picture of somebody on the front of the magazine that you want to look like, but you know, you ain't gonna get that body, it's not yours, so you're not gonna get it. I'm not saying that you'll never get an amazing body, but that's not the body you're gonna get. But if you stick pins in this body of things that are successful moments for you throughout your journey, you're filling up that vision with parts of you, and then it can become real, and then it can become tangible. I'm sorry, I went really far there, but I just wanted to keep the conversation. Yes?
Hi, I'm Rihanna.
Hey, Rihanna.
Hey. I'm very curious because I know you don't come to the Midwest very much.
Yeah.
What do you, what's one thing that you like about Indianapolis in this area and the people?
So just let's be clear. It's cold up here. It's so cold. Right, so then in the summertime, I mean, that's really just me being silly. I mean, the summertime people are on vacation, so it's kind of hard to do some big event. For me, yes. Oh my God, thank you. So the Midwest, I'm gonna say the Midwest in general, because it's one of the things like, I love, you know, there's a picture of like the all-American life, right? But there's really no such thing at the end of the day. It's like, because you create your own life. But I think in a general sense, you know, I've lived in big cities. I mean, I grew up in Jersey, which is Jersey. Like you watched the Real Housewives of New Jersey, trust and believe, you were seeing the end of Jersey. You know, in New York, in LA, like I've lived in these, you know, but it's something about not that is really comforting. You know, coming here is comforting, like going to a restaurant if we go when we're here. It's a different vibe, it's a different energy. It's not about the Louboutins and the Gucci bag, which is fly, you know what I'm saying, like work. But, you know, it's not about that. It's just about we're out having a good time and it's not pretentious. And I'm not hating on, I'm not saying that everyone in New York and LA is like that, but I get that it doesn't have that feel. It has the feel of like, I'm here with my kids and it's a family, and it's, you know, because a lot of in New York City and the cities that I lived in, it's single life, and it's like you don't cook, you are meeting friends after work. It is about happy hour. It is about, you know, swiping right or swiping left. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm sure y'all do a little swiping here, but Tinder, or whatever that app is called. That's what I'm doing. So that's what I like. That's what I like about it. It feels good. You guys have really good energy, so thank you. Let's go back here to this gentleman, and then I'll come to you. I promise. What's up, Chess?
I used to agree tennis, so I guess my first question is, biggest challenge on the court, and how do you overcome things?
Yes. Okay. Oh my God, I love this. I love every question, but this is kind of fun. My biggest challenge on the court is managing my aggressiveness, because you know I played sports all my life, and my main sport was track and field. I played basketball a lot, and then track and field, and they're very aggressive. So track and field, you're strategically trying to run as fast as you possibly can, and then if somebody's on your shoulder, you have to become aggressive to beat them. And in basketball, it's about planting your feet to the ground, keeping your core tight, so you know you don't get moved out the way. And tennis is not that at all. Like, the harder you try to hit the ball, the slower the ball really is gonna go. And so, for me, it's getting to the ball and setting up and being like, there's a great opening over there, and while I can generate power with my legs, I don't need to generate the power, and trusting that. So, at the end of the day, it's trusting myself on the court. And so when I go to get ready to serve or whatever, I just look down. I mean, I know y'all think this is crazy, but I put these tattoos on my arm because I go through the same struggle of that. So I think for tennis, for everyone, I mean, if you look at Roger Federer play, while he's 36 or whatever, he looks like he's skating. He looks like he's actually on a ice rink, because he's relaxed. And not to be like bragging or whatever, but I was at the final with him and Nadal, right? It's ridiculous. Like one of the sickest backhands that he hit in that entire match. Did you watch it? Yeah. So that one backhand that he hit was crazy. It looked like he was moving in slow motion in person. And so for me, it's just like relax and trust yourself. Just relax and trust you. You know how to hit a ball. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can absolutely play. don't even, like, did you play in college?
No, I played through high school.
Of course, so you're about my level. You mean coming? Actually, I like playing people who can really whoop my tail, because then I have a bigger challenge. But I was like, come on. I'm being serious. So y'all all can learn tennis, so y'all can wow. But that's what I was saying earlier about, I made a joke about Netflix and chill, but I'm saying if I hung out with each and every one of you, I'm gonna find something that I wanna, I'm like, what do you wanna do? Like, some people might like shopping. Well, going clothes shopping to me is a fun experience. If I have mostly females, if I have a woman with me that likes to get dressed, you are gonna be worn out by the end of the day because I'm gonna be dressing you like you've never dressed before. My favorite TV show, one of my favorite TV shows ever was What Not to Wear. But it wasn't really because of the clothes. It wasn't because of the clothes. It was about that initial moment where they put them in front of the mirror, and as the show progressed throughout their seasons, it became more about why are you dressing like this? Like what it is. And I believe that that's the biggest message. So I'm like, so even when I was having like some production meetings with TV shows, like, can we just revamp What Not to Wear and we just add like a fitness twist? And I wanted to go to you because I know you had a question.
It's not so much a question, but I had a foot injury last year.
You want to have this? Can you pass that to her? Just because I want to make sure people...
Hi, Shaun. I'm Amy.
Hey, Amy.
Hi.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, Shaun. So I had a foot injury last year, so it took some time to get it figured out what I needed to do, and I eventually got to the point where I could get back to the modified. So I just wanted to say thanks, but I also want to say thanks to Danielle, because I feel like I bonded with you through the TV with the split screen, and I would like to stand on that side of the screen, so thank you. So, and I love the split screen modified.
You must have a big TV
I do.
if you're picking sides.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, congratulations. I'm glad you were able to connect. Any next question? Or? Yes. Oh, hey, we have a couple mics. This is perfect. Do you have a question?
Eventually.
Okay. Well, we can pass that around. It's working. Put it up closer to your mouth. Okay. And it's good to see you, by the way.
It's good to see you too.
Thank you.
I'm the gap tooth person you commented on last year.
But I live.
I don't know if
I live for the gap. It's amazing.
Thank you. But I'm from Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and Shelly and I drove yesterday. And it was about a 6.5-hour drive. But I just wanted to make a comment. I was just listening to you very carefully and making some notes earlier today. And you were asking, what was our reason for starting our journey. And so about 5 years ago, I was about to turn 40. I had a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I was just tired of being kind of that overweight mom. I had young children, and I thought it's time. And so I was watching infomercials. It was P90X, though.
Yeah.
And I started with P90X, and I thought, I just want to start getting in shape. I'd always been an athlete. I was a college soccer player, and it was just time to kind of get back to it. And so I did, and I got into shape and kind of derailed, got back into shape, and kind of going back and forth. So I'm not a very good investor, but I stuck to it, and then I did get in shape. And then most recently had another derailment, and so I gained some weight. But You guys know about the tragic wildfires that we had in Gatlinburg, and so that's something that Shelley and I have lived through, and we're both with the school system, so it really affected our community and affected our students in our schools. So during that time, you know, November, December, I was really preoccupied with that and working with kids and working with families. We were safe, so we didn't have, you know, personally affected, but a lot of our friends and our kids were. And so that kind of derailed me. I've got a serious rotator cuff injury. I'm probably going to have surgery this spring, which I've already done that with my right shoulder 3 years ago. So I've had a lot of different issues that I'm having to deal with, and unfortunately, I'm turning to the nutrition side. So I know what needs to be done. You can't out-train a bad diet and all of that. But in listening to you talk today, and I was really paying attention, you really hit home to me, because one of the things you said, go back to who that person was that put you on that path. Well, I kind of got teary-eyed because the only person that put me on that path 5 years ago was me. I'm the one that made that choice. I sat there and watched that infomercial, and I went into my kid's bedroom, away from my husband, away from my kids, and I got on the phone and called Beachbody and ordered that program. Nobody helped me. Nobody talked to me. I did it. And I told my husband, I said, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to do this program. And so, in listening to you, I just want to say thanks again, because you're always motivational. Lori and I are rooming together on this trip, and we were talking last night. We just want you to know, and I know you hear it all the time, but when we say this, do you really know what kind of effect you have on people? I mean, do you?
Is that a rhetorical question?
But I'm going to ask you for real. Do you?
I only know how I feel.
Well,
and
I hope you feel
no,
good.
meaning like, dang, Mom. The mom came out there, and is that Mom on your hat?
Yeah,
I just noticed that when I said that. It's funny. No, you know, I lead with, I do.
Good.
Like, I'm just 100% authentic in my message, whatever it is. So for me, like, do I know the effect I have on people? Like, I think, I mean, I know, obviously, because, you know, I get it back and I hear it and I read it every day. And that's why, you know, I'm still in this business, is because of you guys and why I still want to do it. But I think the bigger message is, like, I literally live from the core of who I am. Like, I don't just say it. And so, if you connect to that, which I'm glad that a lot of you do, I mean, this is like the biggest compliment to me. You know what I mean? Because you understand, like, this is real feelings. I'm a real person. And I say, you know, I'm not in the business of being like, I'm perfect. I'm not in the business of creating perfection or the vision of perfection. I'm just in the business of being like, this is where I'm at in my life right now. And always remembering how I got there. You know, one thing that my mother always, you know, when I called her that day on the phone and say, I have the opportunity to move to LA. She was like, go, like, you know, because you ain't coming to me in 10 years being like, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda, because my mom wasn't allowed to play sports. And she was, you know, she excelled in phys ed class, but because of, you know, growing up in a Christian household and old school parents, she wasn't allowed to run, she wasn't allowed to play sports, but she was super, super athletic. So her, for me, she's like, go, just, you know, stay who you are, stay who Shaun is. And the thing is, like, no matter what, and you're gonna have people who judge you and whatever, but for me, I'm like, this is where I'm at today, and I want to, I want to share with you where I'm at today, and I want to be open to my successes, and I want to be open and share my struggles, because life isn't perfect. I mean, if I had an hour and a half to tell you about the baby struggle, y'all would be like, mouth drop, and then we would open up the floor to conversation, you know. But I mean, we go through it. So my message is constant because my emotions are constant. Not good or bad, but my emotions are constant and I connect to that. And so that's why I felt comfortable calling Lori on stage. I'm like, look, you come to every event, you paid probably however many thousands of dollars to travel and get there. I'm being serious. Like, you invest in coming here today. That's why I want you to throw the baggage at the door. Don't waste your money. Yeah, because I'm only going to spend this money to do another event. So thank you for helping me do that. But you just invested in something. So what are you going to get from it? You know, and that's why I call Lori on stage. I'm like, it's great. You're in my size challenge group. You've been at every New Jersey workout. You've come here for the past 2 years. All right, let's go. I don't care about the weight anymore. It's not, I don't care. That's for all y'all. I don't care. Not that I don't care. I just care about where you're going. You know, and I want to see. And now it's like if I had each and every one of your phone numbers and I was 15 humans, I would hold you accountable to what you say you're going to do. And make sure you don't derail, because it's a lot. Like it's just a lot. And so with that, I wanted to say to everyone who goes through any kind of struggle or change, or if you go through a happy moment, you can get the new house. Like it doesn't always have to be negative struggle, right? If you do it, you can't just like do a drive-by of it. Like you have to do it, you have to connect to it, and you have to, again, it's about that pen. It's like you put the pen in the ground on like, what is the good thing that I got from this message? You don't just get good things out of bad, and you don't just get good things out of good. You know, monitor and adjust your life. Because nothing's perfect, no matter how hard you try, like the girl in Black Mirror. You can strive for 4 or 5 stars or whatever. This girl went to the airport trying to be the nicest human on the planet, and did you see that, Draco? Yes. Oh, Draco's laughing at me. Draco laughs at me all day, every day, so I heard his little grunt laugh. You strive for perfection is temporary and change is constant, and that's what I got from that episode of this woman trying to be perfect. In this situation, you reach perfection. But you immediately have to change and monitor and adjust your next situation. So you can strive to be the best that you can be, but you're always going to be on a roller coaster ride. Unlike Darren, you just have to enjoy roller coasters. He enjoys the roller coaster of life, but I gotta post that clip of us in Dallas on the roller coaster. He was so scared, it was so bad. That's so mean. I know, I won't make you do it. I won't make you do it. Oh, so it's just controls, not that you're afraid of the height? Oh no, we getting on more roller coasters. If it's about control, I'm just scared there. But anyway, it's about core who you are and where we're coming from, and I know I said a lot. Thank you. Next question, let's pass the mic over here, and then I'll let you go. Well, they're going to pass the mic, and then you can talk.
Okay.
You can ask me a question.
Now.
Or say whatever. Yes.
Hi, Shaun. I'm Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
So I have 2 quick questions. I'm going to bring it down a little. Does Shaun T talk to Shaun T when Shaun T's working out?
I'll tell you something. Listen. One thing, I play tennis, and if I'm on the road, sometimes I hit the gym. So I have this really weird thing. If the hotel room is too cold, I don't know if you follow me on Snapchat, but one of the things I do in a hotel room, the minute I wake up, I make it like 80 degrees, even if it's the summertime, because my muscles have to warm up in order. So if I'm in a hotel room that doesn't, the air is kind of jacked up, and I'm going to the gym because I can't work out cold. But I want to say that in response to your conversation with Shaun T, I do my workouts. I play tennis and I do my workouts. And if I can't do one of my workouts because of like a pain or whatever that day, I'm doing something like a silent strength. So me and Shaun T have an amazing relationship. It's sometimes tumultuous. We get into arguments. I curse at him, but he seems to never pay attention to me. And he's like very passive aggressive.
That's funny because he doesn't respond to me.
He can respond to you today, though. How about that?
My other quick question is, we get starstruck. I'm starstruck right now.
Yeah.
Do you get starstruck by anybody? And if so, who?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So Serena, before I became friends with her, I went to one of her parties and we were hanging out and everybody was doing, it was just a fun moment. And she came up to me, I was like, yeah, I can't really get any words out right now. But I love her. Now it's not like that. I'm like, what's up, girl? But when I was in Australia and we were in a spot where we were with all of the tennis players. Now, as a tennis fan, I'm watching David Ferrer walk by. Now I'm gonna go here for a little bit. The tennis players that I think are really hot. I'm just like, I don't know what to do right now. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I go to Scott, I don't know how to handle myself. He's like, calm down. No, I'm joking. But in general, whether it's a female or male tennis player, I mean, I literally am like, yo, is this really happening? Like, and you see what they look like. I remember one time me and Steph were walking at the U.S. Open. We were walking backstage, not backstage. I say backstage because I'm a musical theater, but we were like around where the players were, and me and Steph were walking, and we walked past Roger Federer, and he like completely looked at her like, I was like, oh my God, did you see the way he looked at you? Like, it's just fun. But I mean, the only thing that I can say about that is like, I get it. Like, and I'm like, I'm only a human. Like, don't, you could treat me like anybody else. Like the woman I hugged today, I don't think she's still here. When she was shaking, I thought it was funny. I was like, girl, what you shaking for?
So,
It's funny.
FYI, we have the room until 1.
Okay.
It's 12:51.
All right, so really fast pictures and one more question. Go.
You had mentioned about little pain. How often do you or any of the mechanic crew deal with those little nagging injuries?
All the
And how
time.
do you deal with it? I'm dealing with one now.
Listen, first of all, I have like him, this one right here to my left. I mean, I would never Snapchat this because it's too much, but every night, every single night, when I say every single night, maybe sometimes we're not traveling like crazy, he is naked on the floor in our room stretching like a mad person. It's like naked yoga. It's like the craziest thing.
It's his new workout.
It's so funny. And I used to be like, what are you doing? I'm like, and he's stretching every single day. So he's stretching. I'm pretty flexible. I have to stretch. I have to focus more on parts on like my knees and stuff like that. I played football. I played basketball. I ran in cross-country, indoor, outdoor track for years. I was a hurdler, and then I was a professional dancer, and then on top of that, I'm fitness. So it's like complete overload. But icing is like, I'm gonna tell you all. If I'm just going back to tennis because I know sports, but if you go to any locker room after any game, you will see, and he was a professional soccer player, so he'll tell you, whatever. So, but he'll tell you, you go right into an ice bath. Like they're waist high in this ice bath, and it's just a part of, it's horrible, but I'm telling you. The other thing is, does anyone have a hot tub at their house? Anyone have a hot tub? Do you have a pool too? No? So if you're anywhere, like if you go to a Y or something that has a hot tub and a pool, go in the hot tub, jump in the pool, and I'm telling you, your life will be forever changed. Like it's like your muscles, it's like taking it's like taking Advil and it just like completely works for all of your body. So make sure you stretch and ice. That's like the two most important things. Okay. So we have to take pictures.